Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Monday, the 6th day of June. Here we go. Today's thought is about Shavuos again. Here are some thoughts for you. You know that the Jewish people said Nasa v'nishma. They're famous for that. They said, we will do and we will listen. Nasa means we will do, and they said that before the words nishma, meaning that they were totally willing to do whatever it took to follow God's rules, even before they knew what God's rules were. And that was considered amazing, and for that they were given great, great accolades. This is not yesterday's Dvar Torah. It's a new point on the words nasa v'nishma. So that was amazing, right? The Jews had the great courage to say we will do, even before they knew what it was that God wanted them to do. Okay, but here's today's question. A short while later, when the Jewish people are at Har Sinai, the Mount Sinai, the Medrash tells us that God lifted up the mountain over their heads and said, if you accept the Torah, good. If not, there will be your burial place. It's famous. We all know that the Medrash says that, and it's whatever it means, it's hard for us to understand. Did the mountain literally lift up, or does it mean that God kind of threatened them? But no matter how you understand that Medrash, it seems to imply that in some way or another, the Jewish people were forced to accept the Torah. You probably see where I'm going with this question. It doesn't really make sense for God to force the Jewish people to accept the Torah after they already willingly said, Na'aseh v'nishma, we will do and we will listen. If they showed, on the one hand, such great volunteerism, such a willingness to do, why did God then feel, on the other hand, that it was necessary to force them into accepting the Torah? So I'm going to tell you a beautiful answer that I once heard, and it is. I think the Maral says this. He says, it's wonderful that the Jews volunteered willingly to accept the Torah, and God does give them great accolades for that. However, he said then, I don't want them to only keep the Torah as volunteers who love the Torah. Because when people do mitzvos or any good thing in that way, what ends up happening later, possibly can happen later, is they say, no, I'm not in the mood of volunteering right now. I am a volunteer here, and I don't want to do it anymore. Or I don't want to do it today. So God says, listen, I'm glad that you volunteered, but I also need you to know that you're dead without this. It's your vital, it's your air. You breathe this stuff. And if it were to stop, God forbid, you would stop being a people. So yes, thank you for volunteering, but know that even though you volunteered, it's also your lifeblood, and you'll choke without it, and the Jewish people must cling to the Torah all the time or disappear. That's why we accepted it willingly, and we also accepted it as something that we have to have, because God forbid without it we would cease to exist. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for our last halacha for Shavuos, the great day of the acceptance of the Torah. Bye-bye. Log on again on Erev Shavuos. Bye-bye.